Today, thought I'd turn the lights on for this one. Did you ever hear that phrase, keep the faith but face the facts? That's the essence of what POW Admiral James Stockdale lived and what Jim Collins captured in his book, Good to Great. We've had that one as a reference before. He called it the Stockdale Paradox. The idea that true leaders hold two truths at once. There's the unshakable faith that they will prevail in the end, and the brutal honesty about the facts of the moment. When Stockdale was a prisoner in Vietnam for 7 years, no less, can you imagine that? No, don't imagine that. He said that the optimists, the ones who kept saying, we'll be out by Christmas, and then Easter, and then Thanksgiving, well, they were the ones who broke first. He survived because he faced reality, but never lost faith in the eventual outcome. And that's the paradox. Legacy leaders don't and can't deny hardship. We must endure it with clarity and courage and compassion. We can't sugarcoat challenges, the production delays, the financial constraints, the absences, the tough customers. But we can hold faith that we will prevail together, positively, optimistically, yes. Now, I know some of you probably see me as that eternal rose-colored glasses optimist. Heck, I know I affirm it and admit it out loud quite often. But I'll be honest, sometimes that optimism that is maybe a little more extreme than normal by choice hurts. Because when things don't go or move as fast or as fair as I hope, it stings. I've had to learn, and I keep relearning, that harmony and synergy don't happen by accident. They take daily awareness, intentional, consistent connection, and communication. Like these vlogs that I do, that's my way of presenting this. Plus a healthy dose of faith in others and in myself. Heck, I'm still learning that balance between hope and honesty requires this effort. And balance between heart and hard facts are a must. And you know what else helps a lot? Hashtag CCC. I know it's a new one. We're still learning, right? Continuous caring communication. Because when we talk and have dialogue, when we really connect, we don't just share updates, we share our humanity. Having regular dialogues with our mates and our peers, our partners, and our families too, is how trust grows and compounds. It's not about big speeches or even, you know, PO, powwows, right? It's about small check-ins, the huddles, the one-on-ones. That's how we keep those dragons small and not let them become big. And then they're much harder to deal with, right? Things like, how's it going? What's working for you? What's not? And then listen, yes. That's where empathy and efficiency meet and where teams transform from coworkers to tribes, family. Of course, communication doesn't always go smoothly. Once during a tough week, I tried to motivate mates with a message that said, "We've got this, let's keep grinding." Only autocorrect changed it to, "Let's keep grinding each other." Yeah, HR wasn't impressed. Anyway, lesson to learn. Communication may not always be perfect, but it's always powerful when it comes from the heart. So, yeah, sometimes hashtag CCC means laughing through the typos and remembering the consistent effort to connect is what counts. Consistent, daily, yes. Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl reminds us that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies our power to choose response. And again, I know I have shared this MLK quote before, but faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase, right? These quotes point to the same truth. Legacy leadership, the one that we're endeavoring to practice, isn't about blind positivity or optimism, though it does and is part of it, but it's about faithful realism too, grounded in that communication with compassion and care. We can't do this alone. So maybe here's our Stockdale challenge for this week. Let's ask ourselves, where do I need to be more honest with my tribe, more forthcoming, more listening? And where do I need to show more faith in them and in myself too? Let's not avoid the fire or the fires, the people that we need to engage and connect with to find solutions. Walk through it, we must. Talk through it, we have to. And keep our sense of humor handy. Life's too serious to be taken seriously. Because the great paradox of leadership is this: you don't have to choose between faith and facts. We need both to lead well, to love well, and to leave a lasting legacy that is worth following and remembering. So let's keep our heart open, our mind grounded, our humor intact, and our mouth communicating, and our ears listening. Yes, because you know what? In the end, the real legacy is you. Have an awesome week, or day, or month. Cheers.